bring in Simon Rosenberg, president and founder of the New Democrat Network and former Bill Clinton campaign advisor, and Matt Schlapp, chairman of the American Conservative Union. All right, so Matt, what do you make of these numbers that are coming out? The president-elect seems to hint that these polls are rigged just like the ones during the election, but unfavorable numbers at 54% ahead of Inauguration Day.
Yeah, I would definitely discount these numbers. The one phenomenon that Donald Trump has brought to politics is the fact that it's hard for traditional polling to really capture the support that he has around the country, because typically politicians get the support of people who just embrace everything about them. And what Donald Trump has done is put together a coalition who really like his aggressive style, really like that he's taken on these companies that are investing overseas and not in America, really like the fact that he's going to bring a whole bunch of change to Washington. And they support him and they'd vote for him again. My guess, if we replayed the presidential campaign, Donald Trump would do even better than he did on Election Day. And a poll like this is trying to capture the kind of the feel-good feelings and this somehow endorsement of everything about Donald Trump, and I just don't think it's relevant.
Well, I mean, Simon, you look at the numbers and the economy, 61% feel he's going to do an excellent or good job handling. Second is creating jobs. 59% think he'll do an excellent or good job creating jobs. So obviously this is what people voted for Donald Trump. They want him to bring jobs, 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 as he always said on the campaign trail. But why are the unfavorable ratings so high then?
Well, first of all, I want to say that as a Democrat, I hope that Donald Trump succeeds. I mean, I don't think that, I know that there's some controversy right now. Yeah, no, I think that there's some controversy right now with my party right now about people not coming to the inaugural this week. But I don't agree with Matt that this is not something that should be discounted. I mean, I think that if he can't get his numbers up, it will be corrosive to his legislative agenda over time. Maybe not in these first few months,
he's not
but
even in office yet. He's not even in office. Perhaps it's a good thing that expectations are low ahead of him going into office, because you could look at the stock market and say expectations are pretty high with the run-up that we've seen in stock prices. But maybe this is setting the bar low, and maybe he'll impress all those who are concerned.
It could be, but I think you'd rather be popular than not, and I think that all I'm saying is that if we're in the same place 6 months from now, it's going to start really having an impact on his ability to lead his party and get his legislative agenda through. He's going to want to get those numbers up over time.
All right,
he is popular. I think he is popular, and I think that with these polls, they're not really asking the right question. The fact is, they do approve of the way he's put his cabinet together. They do approve of the issues that he's focusing on, the fact that we're going to invest in this country again. The stock market is a big approval and endorsement of what he's trying to do, and these CEOs are saying the reason why they're doubling down on investing in the country, we heard from Walmart, we heard from Ford, is because they believe the Trump agenda will be good for creating jobs in this country.
So we're running at the bottom here. 80% approved of how Obama handled his transition. That was an ABC Washington Post poll. And as we look at that, we have more hearings taking place today. Hearing on the nomination of Montana Congressman Ryan Zinke for Interior Secretary about to get underway. As I mentioned, we will bring that to you live when it begins. But meanwhile, Senator John McCain seems to be softening his stand against Rex Tillerson for Secretary of State. Listen to this.
After your conversation with Rex Tillerson, would you say you're leaning towards supporting him?
Barely, yes. Yeah, I am. I think he's a good man, and I think he's aware certainly of Vladimir Putin, but I still don't understand taking an award from that thug.
All right, so Simon, what's going on here?
I don't know. I think, McCain has been all over the place on this one. Clearly his position's evolving. And I think, look, Tillerson did not have a great showing. Let me just say, I think most of these guys are going to get through. Most of the cabinet officials are going to get through. Tom Price seems to be hitting a bumpy patch. I still think Tillerson did a bad job in his public performance. He, frankly, lied about something under oath last week. It was a little bit of a shaky performance. But if McCain gets behind him, he's going to get through. If he doesn't, I still think he could have a tough time.
Matt, did you have the same interpretation there?
No, he did not perjure himself under oath. I think it was a question about something Exxon had done. I think Rex Tillerson is an outsider coming into politics. And let's face it, this is the big leagues. It's hard to sit up there in front of the Senate and answer questions about every aspect of foreign policy, especially a foreign policy under Donald Trump that we are yet to learn more about. I think he did a good job. I think all of these nominees so far will get through. Will Tillerson have a bumpy ride? not if people like John McCain vote for him. If people like McCain and Lindsey Graham vote for him, he'll be just fine. I think all these other nominees will as well.
Simon, it does seem, though, when we watch these hearings, as we wait Ryan Zinke and Betsy DeVos later today, it does appear that Democrats just keep trying to throw punches, gotcha questions. It doesn't seem to be working.
No, but I think it's that's their responsibility. I mean, we have to vet these people, particularly because many of them had come in less vetted than any other cabinet secretaries in modern history. And I think it's the responsibility of both parties, frankly, to kick their tires and to make sure the American people get to know more about these people that are going to lead them. So I think Democrats are just doing their job.
All right. Thanks to both of you, Simon and Matt, for joining us this afternoon. We are awaiting the start of that confirmation hearing.